Kia ora koutou and welcome everybody to sunny Dunedin for the 2019 Under-19 Nationals. I'm Conor Rafie and beside me is Natalie Visger, and we're going to be heading into men's semi-final 2. In this showdown, we have Auckland taking on Wellington. Auckland taking a different route to get to the semi-final, with them coming second in their pool, Nat, and heading into the prelim quarter-final. Now, when we talk about playing that one extra game in quarterfinals as a coach, you get a second chance, you don't finish top, but playing that second game, does it matter when you get to this stage?
It depends on if you have a bench or not. So if you're not very deep, you worry about your players fatiguing. If you do have a bench, it's not as big of an issue.
Absolutely. And they took on Harbour B luckily getting through. And there was a blowout win for Auckland, so sending them through to the semi-final. Wellington finishing first in their pool, so taking on a lesser opponent in Otago, but Otago taking them all the way, Nat. That was a pretty good game. Free throws becoming the issue at the end of that one.
Yeah, free throws have become an issue for quite a few teams, I've noticed. Yes,
it's the Kiwi way, but as we move into this one, here is our lineup for Auckland. Alex McNaught, Brandon Robb, Connor Narn, Jager Meti-Smith, Joshua Ledger, Logan McIntosh, Luke Calamete, Nathan Wilson, Robbie Coleman, Siraj Kuvulkar, Shalom Broughton, and Sola Shoshanya. Coach Tane De Silva and assistant coach Tane De Silva and coach Regan Harvey. That is your Auckland team for this evening. Moving on to Wellington, Nevita Tabor, Zeke Stallworth. You may remember him for teams such as the Wellington Saints, Finn McClure, Haven Dixon, Jalen To'o, Joshua Hori, Luke Tapsell, Malachi Collins, Piripi Corrent, Whakakura Tanara, Zion Trigger Faitelli, and Joshua Johnson, coached by Jaden Smith and assistant coach Tom Grice. And we're just over 1:30 for this one, Nat, and I would say two different approaches with team-wise. Wellington players can do it all on that team. They've got height and they've got speed, but they also do it all. They dribble, they pass, they move quickly, and they can all shoot. Auckland, more traditional. They've got a couple of good bigs in there. Nan has had an amazing tournament so far, and you can't miss him with the orange boots, but they also have a couple of really, really quick guards. So I'm assuming this one is going to go right down to the wire here in sunny Dunedin. But we're in for a good one, team, so don't go anywhere. The game pre, which Natalie was commentating on, Waitaha, Canterbury A and Harbour A, was close for 3 quarters.
Yeah, it was a really good game. And then the pressure got to Canterbury, full court pressure, a little bit of a trap from Harbour, and they scored 31 points in the fourth quarter. And wow. I think Canterbury scored 5 to 7 potentially, so that was the difference, definitely.
Definitely the difference in that one. And in this match, Auckland versus Wellington, we're going to see who lines up against Harbour A, who on paper were probably favourites to make that final. Auckland champions of Zone 1, which they came out of, the Northern Zone, and this was the final, the Northern final, Auckland versus Harbour A. So Auckland tipped them on that occasion. So if Auckland can get past Wellington, it'll be the Battle of the Bridge. But first of all, let's play the Battle of the North Island. We're just about to get underway. Auckland versus Wellington, men's Under-19 semi-final 2.
And if you're just interested in style, it's a battle of the fluffy hair and the more traditional haircuts there. So,
as our high-performance general manager, Leonard King, once asked me, can I please have the players' numbers, first name, last name, gender, date of birth, and haircut preference. So, hey, look good, feel good, and then you play good, Nat.
Yeah, I always like to say play good, feel good, look good. But I'm usually wrong on that too.
I think some of the keys for Wellington is definitely going to be holding the ball and choosing the correct shots. Like I said, a little bit more size on the Auckland side. So, but that skill, definitely that skill is going to come into it with 5 players on the Wellington team going to be doing the same thing. Here we are, almost ready for tip ball, men's semi-final 2. And we're good to go down on the court. And referee Brad Clive about to get it underway. Oh, and a couple of tips there. Oh, good take from Wellington. They're going to get straight into it. And a great cut there. Logan McIntosh with the active hands from Auckland. Take that away and head down the far end. Good on ball there. And a free throw from the stripe from Auckland early. Great offensive rebound from Conanan and over the shoulder. Oh, love that. Wee Dirk action. Didn't go, but another O board, Nat.
Yeah, they're going to be a bit of nerves here, I think. Could be a bit ugly the first few possessions.
The feeling out period.
Yeah.
Oh, nice little cut baseline from McIntosh and a great feed from Nan. Auckland's on the board, 2-0.
It's a bit of pressure, Auckland.
Yeah, on a great steal.
Yeah.
Can we see the big man get up here? He'd go. Ooh, tried it, Conanan. He'll just drop the 2. Carry on. And Wellington now with a full court. And a nice little drop there from, that was Haven Dixon.
Yeah,
he's one of the keys.
Wellington, if they can handle that, like you said, they all can handle the ball. They all can kind of shoot. That pressure should not bother them.
Auckland back into it. Nice little handoff.
Yeah.
Auckland's going for it.
Good ball reversal to get the ball on the left side.
And McIntosh with the drive. And one.
He got bumped. Bumped on the way up. Brad Clive with the call.
Brad Clive with a good call.
Can't push, young man.
Logan McIntosh, a noted good free throw shooter, will go to the line here. I'm sure he won't miss this one.
What shoe? Whose shoes are those? Pink and green. These are the first ones I've seen those. Those are very colorful. And old-fashioned N1.
He makes me look good with that call. Here we are with Zeke with the ball. He's going to get back to Dixon. And a full court already, Nat.
Nice pass.
Oh, and strong to the rim, Wellington, but that's great defense from, that was Liga from Auckland, and McIntosh to the rim, quick, good step, wrong foot.
Yeah, Auckland early on the board here, already up by 7.
McClure's going to make his way down and take a quick pull-up, and that catches nothing but the cool breeze.
Yeah, maybe too quick, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Like you see, the feeling out stage, though, it's been pretty quick. No one slowed it down just yet. There's been a few O boards from Auckland, which have stuffed up momentum for Wellington. But Auckland back on it now with Jacob Smith, and he's been key for them so far. And a great entrance pass, and another and one for Ledger.
Auckland seem to be in the right spots when they drive. They just know where each other's going to be so far, and it made some nice little passes in the interior.
Absolutely. Someone's always hanging around sniffing.
Yeah.
Cleaning glass or trying to get that little pass underneath.
Yeah, Wellington looks like they just woke up from a long sleep. Get a good slap in the face here, and I think they've gotten it. 11-2 to start the game. Not what you want to do if you're Wellington.
No.
Surprised that Jaden hasn't called a timeout yet, but here we go.
Yeah, maybe in the next 2 or 3, he may call it now. Stallworth is going to go to work. No, he sends it off to Dixon.
Auckland in a zone, 2-3 zone.
McClure, fake. He looked like he was going to pull up out of Zeke on the corner. No good, comes up short. And a good defensive rebound from Ledger.
Yeah, and a contested 3, too. You're probably going to get an open 3, a few more passes inside out.
Oh, and here we go, Nan drive. He's going to kick. McNaught now. Nan's going to go to work on the block. Dribbles into contact. Almost double dribbled. Gets it out of McNaught. Throws up a brick.
Oh, Wellington now to get that ball. There we go.
Chase down. Bodies on the floor. We like to see that, but not both of the same team. McNaught now driving on Dixon.
Oh.
He's going to get a foul. None with that follow-up. He's bouncy. You wait until that's not a foul. He's going to throw down.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of weight to lift, so.
Pop those ankles.
It's about what my son looks like. Skinny as.
And there's a timeout.
There's that timeout.
Yes, that feeling out period.
Yeah.
For Wellington is maybe a change up in offensive tactics on the fast break or transition net? Slow it down or continue?
They just look like their heads are spinning, really. It looks like there's about 6 Auckland players to the 5 for Wellington.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're just at the clip. They need to pick up their defense. They're just getting, letting open lane drive. Extra pass too easy for them, so they're going to guard the ball better.
Yeah, feel like Auckland's getting inside, and instead of a drive and dish, they've got men wide open underneath.
Yeah, they need to clamp down a bit on the key. And they haven't done anything on offense, really.
Yep. All right, coming out of the timeout, we're going to go to the free throw line. Or is it baseline? No, he was shooting. McNaught at the line for Auckland.
Yeah, a chance to put him up by double figures here early.
Yeah, nice little break. The lungs will be burning after that little passage. Not even 3 minutes off the clock, and I feel like we've been calling for about 5.
Cold air here, breathing that in. A lot of puffer jackets and scarves if you're looking in the stands.
Yep, don't look down on my knees, but I do have the puffer acting as a blanket right at the moment, Nat.
Oh, you went to school here, didn't you, Connor?
Oh, don't remind me.
Oh, yeah.
Spent a long time as an adopted Kiwi down in Dunedin, Nat. Must have been a hell of a change.
A little bit cold. Central heating.
Oh.
Still at midcourt. Thought of maybe, maybe the oop there off the backboard to his buddy, but he just laid it in.
Yeah,
don't get too fancy yet.
Get
too
fancy
early.
at the end.
Yeah.
And we talked about ball security from Wellington at the start, and looks as though that needs to come into play here with Tabor out on the sideline, and now Wellington driving, and that's a bailout.
Maybe this is where you've been waiting all day to play, like Auckland has.
Yeah.
And they're a bit fresher, and then Wellington's just needs that. They've hit the wall. It's late,
Yeah.
But we'll see if they can turn it around.
Yeah, Auckland maybe trying a few things in the early rounds. They had the game this morning, the qualifier for the semi-final, and it looks as though they've got things right.
Yeah.
Whereas Wellington, like you said, sitting around maybe thinking it through a little bit too much in their own heads. But To'o at the line, he's missed one for the second.
It's a nice high shot.
It is.
Oh, for 2. Ooh,
McIntosh from the high. He's going to run it through, wait for some help.
It's much better in trans, funnel into the sideline.
Oh, and just a wide open shot there. And bang goes the 3 for Auckland.
That was legger.
That was just too easy.
Yeah, that
was what it was. No closeout.
No.
McClure gets it across to Dixon, who's going to drive, and his length's got to come into play here. But even he's driving and dishing it, shifting it across.
Good pass.
Oh, good entry. Oh, and a beautiful spin there.
Yeah, that was a great
beautiful
move.
from Ratana. Wellington now quickly up the court. Oh, a great cut from McIntosh. Boys turn.
Passing again from Auckland. Seem to be a good passing team.
Too many backs turned on transition offense there. Nat. Tries just defense, sorry, from Wellington.
Yeah, lack of help.
Yeah, and that's beautiful defense from Ledger again.
Yeah, the lack of sizes for Wellington could hurt them here.
And Mitty Smith with the drive. And oh, great defense from Dixon. They need to get something going.
Hey, nice save.
McClure now with the ball. He'll slow it down a little bit. Hopefully they can keep the ball for a full 24 here, Nat. Woo! Dixon comes up short, rattles the rim. McClure pesting, as good all point guards do, Nat.
Yeah, quick shot from Wellington. Couldn't quite pass up that 3. Maybe should have passed.
Yeah, live and die by the 3-point line. We're playing breakers ball at the moment. McIntosh looks for a cutter, finds McNaught at the top.
Good inside-outside ball from Auckland.
Oh, Nunn's going to show his range, and he's going to drop that one, and the foul.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow, Ratana's not happy with that call. A bit disappointed. Thought it was a flop, but 3 referees don't miss much.
Ball don't lie, Nat. Ball do not lie. And he'll be thanking his lucky stars he gets to take another one from the line. But a 16-point lead. Oh, we're going up.
Yeah.
We're going up to 23-4.
Wellington look a little shell-shocked coach as well.
They are.
They haven't done better after their timeout.
And the run and gun style maybe needs to change. And another beautiful free throw from Nan.
You don't see 4-point plays too often?
No, not in New Zealand, that's for sure. We've seen the, let's say, adoption of coming off the 3-point line towards your defender in the NBA to try and draw that foul. Haven't seen it quite yet in New Zealand, but I'm sure the kids will pick it up as they do always.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, monkey see, monkey do.
We're always about 5 to 10 years behind, so further in the South Island.
Yeah, To'o now with the ball on the right-hand side and a couple of good passes.
Just that little bounce pass can get you, but that was the right idea, I think, from Wellington against that zone.
Mitty Smith with a look to get a little bit too tricky on himself and lost position, but they can afford to at the moment. Auckland, they can stay positive, stay aggressive.
It's not really what we expected, I don't think, to start. Auckland is just working their magic. Just a little bit of pressure too is bothering back into the zone, just trying to slow them up, make them think about it.
Piripi, Corrine, and Tabor into the game. Look to change it up a little. Dixon still in. Stallworth
pass.
out. And another contested mid-range, which is just not working. Broughton in for Auckland. He's under a little bit of an injury cloud, but he is aggressive in nature and very athletic. So watch out for those offensive boards. He'll get in there. McIntosh with a nice carry in. Secured the ball down by his waist, Nat, and he's going to draw a foul.
Yeah, he's tough.
I think he's smart. I think you look at McIntosh's game, and as a guard, cutting, driving with the ball in the right position, and just having a player like that. He's been in the Harbour system for a long time, and he's come across to Auckland for under-19s, and obviously we know how good the Harbour system is up in Auckland, but the Auckland system just as good.
Yeah, no, I think for the boys, the girls need a bit of catch up there, I think, with the Auckland system.
Yep.
But Harbour seems to be clicking both ways.
Yeah, WBC team, Auckland Dream, doing well so far this year,
Yes,
so hopefully that spurs a couple of girls on to continue after secondary school.
Yep.
But we had something we don't see too often, but Logan with his high-arcing angels sent one over the backboard on a free throw shot. I can't say I've seen that in a long time, but Wellington now with the ball. Yeah,
the zone is really bothering Wellington.
Yep.
Haven't gotten any easy looks yet. A little horns action. Great kick out. That's good basketball.
And Tabor can't make it. And a good, strong rebound, though, for Wellington. And great defense from Eddie Smith.
Yeah, he's got about 4 inches on him, doesn't he?
Sorry, that was Leisure again there. And McNaught driving quickly. And Broughton now on the baseline. Will he go to work? He's got a nice little pop move here, but he gets it back out to number 34, Leisure, who's in the game early. And Auckland just choosing to slow the ball down on that. Second chance. And Broughton's going to have to jack it up. Woo!
Wow.
Cooking. Auckland, just nothing wrong.
That's right.
Can't do nothing wrong. Can't tell me nothing, Nat. Wellington. And Shalom now, athleticism to the rack. And that's an easy true. He's got money in his pocket. He gets that change to go. And Wellington here with Wellington Saint. The 34, Finn McClure. He's going to jack up a wide open banger from downstairs. Geez, you almost shot that from up here, Nat. That was deep.
Maybe that'll energize Wellington a little bit.
But there we go, transition defense again from Wellington lacking.
Just a step ahead, Auckland.
And again, no one home as McIntosh drives. You got your guard, number 33, Tabor coming across as help defense. That's just not going to work. It's just not going to cut it at this stage of the game.
It looks like men versus boys right now.
Yep, McClure's taking it on himself. He sends it wide. And Collins drops the 3 from wide. And maybe back-to-back trays.
Yeah, and a stop here. They're still down 21, but at least it's good to see the ball go through the hoop.
Auckland's been able to bring on a couple of bench players and another wide open 3. That won't go, comes up short from Auckland, but when you're up 31-10, you've got a 21-point lead, you can afford to bring on a couple of players at the first quarter, give your main players a rest. And both benches are deep, and there goes McClure again with a top of the key jumper. And that comes up short, and Auckland straight back on the attack.
Nice kick.
And we've talked about this earlier on in the tournament, Nat, is the lack of players staying in front of their men on defense, especially transition defense, early on the 24.
Yep.
Auckland now going to have to jack up another on Shalom. Is he in? No, stepped on out of bounds. Good call from referee Clive. We got just under a minute 20 to go in the first quarter, and I feel like, Nat, this quarter may have swung the game already.
Yeah, this could just be the whole way like this. Always going to be battling to get within so many, and then, yeah, it's tough, very tough to come back from 21 down and win a game.
Anything can happen as Wellington look to be positive towards the end of the quarter. You know, O-board may help them here. They're going to take advantage, full advantage of this one. It's a pretty tough shot from Tabor, but he sinks a step back mid-ranger from the base.
Yeah,
some more subs from Auckland. With,
oh, that's a bit of a mean screen up top.
Now with Eddie Smith driving, popping, throwing up a pretty wild one.
And we've got 2 shots coming.
Ooh, who was that on?
42.
42, it was on Trigger Fitali. And Auckland just rolling here at the moment.
Yeah, Wellington's been hit by a freight train. That's really hard. But if you're a coach, you just play 5 points here, 5 points there, just 2 minutes at a time, trying to claw back. Small increments.
Small increments, but they're not going to do that when they put Auckland on the line close to the end of the quarter.
No. Field goal percentage and from the 3 isn't a whole lot different.
A couple of misses there from.
Yeah, Wellington getting to the line. Wellington's 0 for 2 from the line. Yeah.
So Wellington now with another mid-ranger that's just not going to go.
Yeah, they have not been able to get to the rim on Auckland.
And 31 in the game for Auckland. We've got a number change here, I think. As Shalom goes to work. Oh, and Nathan Wilson, apologies.
Yeah, too much on that pass.
Yeah, it was a good pass from Broughton, but just a little bit too late from Nathan Wilson.
Auckland still in a little bit of full court pressure. Why not? It's been working for you. Stick
Absolutely.
with it.
Ball security, and with 8 seconds on the clock.
Oh, wow.
Good defense there from Auckland.
Just get the ball to the middle. There's just a few things versus a press. You need a middle, you need a back pass, you need a sideline, and sometimes it's good to have a long diagonal. You try to go the middle before you go sideline.
Absolutely. Inbounds here, they're going to have to jack it up quick. 6 on the clock. They go baseline, get it out to the wing. Oh, and that hits backboard. With the offensive rebound, and that's the end of the quarter. Wellington just couldn't finish, but they finished how they started, Nat, with a couple of pretty hard contested shots. And as we head to the end of the first quarter, we have Auckland leading 32-12. And ball security, we talked about it, and transition defense, probably the 2 things I would talk about.
Yeah.
From Jaden.
Yeah, well, they're just getting beat off the bounce really bad. They did a better job in trans D funneling the sideline with early help so the guys can't get inside the 3. But the rotations on the backside in the half court have hurt them a little bit. And then they're not finding a way against the zone.
Absolutely.
A lot of pull-up jumpers. Those are tough shots to win a game.
Yeah, they're beating the first man, getting into the key, and then a pull-up contested jumper, which at the moment, as we know, through the scoreline isn't working, so maybe a change up there. But from Auckland's point of view, with Wellington's transition defense lacking, I would choose to continue pushing the ball straight off the O boards.
Yeah, and you're getting more rebounds as well, so you might as well just 3s on 2s, just keep pushing, because when you miss, you're still getting the board.
Yep.
Auckland is just longer and bigger inside, and it's really bothering Wellington. I think Wellington must be a pull-up jumper team. They're just going to be a jump shot team the way they look.
Right.
But if they're not following, this is what can happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're just under 40 seconds to go until we head into the second quarter. Big shout out to our naming rights sponsors, Aon, who have put on a fantastic sponsorship display. Because you can see their presence out on the court with decals, winners banners, core flutes, signs. It looks great here down at the Eager Centre and More FM Arena. Shout out to our hosts, Basketball Otago, who have done an exceptional job at making everybody feel home, apart from the weather, Nat. I would say everybody's feeling warm and cozy with Otago's warm welcome. But
I think that was planned so that the North Island people just stay in the North Island. Isn't that right?
And it almost worked for Otago in that quarterfinal, but just couldn't get there.
Yeah. They didn't quite have enough firepower.
We've got another big day tomorrow. We've got Waikato taking on Harbour A in the girls.
That'll be a good game.
The women's grand final, which I think was probably picked before the start of the tournament. But we're looking to see who will join Harbour A in the grand final here in the men's side, Aon Under-19 Nationals. And straight away, Auckland back into it.
And Wellington in a bit of a zone now, which is I think a good change. Just something different. If you can't guard the key, you might as well try a zone. Got a rebound out of it, though.
And that drive and dish to the bottom. Oh, and another beautiful shot there from Jaga Meta-Smith.
It's an offensive board.
And that full court, Nat, still working. And, a travel call.
It's a frustrating call.
Yeah, when you're down, when you're down this many, everything you need to go your way has to go your way. And unfortunately, Auckland don't even want to put on an extra player here.
I'm just not used to seeing boys with blankets on the side. It's hilarious. They just bought those at the warehouse.
We did give them the option at the start of the week. Bring your blankets, everyone. Even bring a fan heater. Bring something. You're going to need it. And Auckland straight back into it.
And a Wellington and a man.
Broughton now coming across into the key, and he swings it wide to Mitty Smith, who jacks up a 3 from the corner. And that's just not going to cut it from Wellington's defensive point of view.
Yeah, 3 passes and a shot. It's a little too easy, I think.
Wellington now look for the cutter, and that's a great pass, but good, even better defense from Broughton from Auckland. And Jacob Mitty Smith straight away, transition defense, better from Wellington.
Just loses the handle, unfortunately for him.
And Stallworth now the first time we get to see him run the court. And probably, again, shot selection from Wellington, just not thought through, and a great little finish there from Jacob Mitty Smith at the hoop.
Yeah, usually when you miss a layup, you give up a layup.
Oh, that's the way the cookie crumbles in basketball. And Wellington now really struggling to find their rhythm. And ball reversal now for Wellington, who jack up the 3. It comes up short, but pushing the back from Trigger Faitali is going to go Auckland's way. And like we said, things are going to start going your way, Nat, and keep going your way to claw down 28-point lead.
Yeah, that's a frustrating one. I think he's fighting for the O board. You can't, just unfortunate. Good box out.
Yep, and that's just clinical from Auckland, as we said. It's going to be a battle of 2 teams here, the matchup with Auckland playing a more traditional bigs and smalls, and Wellington playing everyone across the board has got the same skill set. And Mitty Smith now gets it across to Ledger. In turn finds McIntosh with a great find and swing. Conanan in the corner, bang!
Yeah, just straight off the bench as well, hits a 3.
That's cold, you're literally coming in cold, Nat.
Yeah, no warming up over there.
Yeah, and there we have it, the transition offense from Wellington coming up. Trumps with a foul.
43 points and, well, 12 minutes of play is unbelievable. So Wellington's nothing to do with their offense, it's all their defense at this point. I think guys let their offense dictate their defense too much. I think it should be the other way around.
And McClure back in the game.
Youth thing.
See if he can turn it around, but really bull security again. And Mitty Smith.
It's too easy.
With the gather step. He was lucky there not to call for a travel, but that gather step rule definitely came into play there. And Wellington really clawing at anything they can get here with McClure driving, dishing. And again, Haven Dixon, the glue man for Wellington, needs to get going, but a good drive and dish and an open look. But when the basketball gods aren't shining, Nat, they just aren't shining.
That's good basketball right there, boy. In and out twice, good look. Just unfortunate because he has hit a 3 already in the game. So you're happy with that if you're a coach.
Yep.
Just no offensive boards, though. So that's going to be the difference, too. No size. But you got to put it in the hoop.
That's it. They get a fortuitous bump off Nan and Mitty Smith there, but they'll keep it going.
Cut.
Or maybe missed the foot one there, but we have a breakaway from Wellington and a nice layup and transition from To'o.
There's the story of the game right there.
Oh, did that not go?
Yeah, no.
My eyes are deceiving me. I thought it had gone a Nan with a nice little...
Oh, 2 missed layups now. This is the pace Wellington will need.
Oh, and a great drop off there. And this time, Malachi Collins makes sure of it. And Auckland will look to slow this down a little bit as McIntosh now with the drive. Gets in front of his man too easily in.
Oh, wow.
Woo! Wilson looking to drop that one.
He is long.
And those orange boots, you can't miss them.
No.
And Mitty Smith now at the top, and he'll look for a handoff to Ledger, who drives, dishes, Nan, corner. And he's made one already. Oh, and a nice little drive there from number 37, To'o, for Wellington. But this is end-to-end, Nat. No one's feeling the cold here. They're both teams are warm.
Yeah, it's a nice big court to run on. It's lots of space.
Mitty Smith now loses the handle, but McIntosh is there to pick it up. He's getting inside to Wilson, tries the over the shoulder. Nobody wants the ball from Wellington.
Ooh.
And it's going to be a Wellington ball. Looking a little bit lackadaisical, Nat, just maybe a little disinterested with the scoreline. Someone needs to get out there and really rev them up. Really Draymond Green type character, just to beat on his chest. And
do they have that?
Yeah, show a little bit of perseverance. And as Stallworth now, he's going to run it across.
Yeah, Auckland just look like they're up by 30-some, you know?
Yes. McClure now, he's going to have to run off the hand and jacks up a little floater, which hits nothing but iron.
Another miss from Auckland. They've gone cold a bit. Wellington just needs to convert, get back in the game.
Wellington
There's
now
just
driving.
no ball movement, no movement off the ball, really, no one to pass to. Needed someone to drop strong side corner on that drive against the zone.
We've got McIntosh now at the top, and he looks for Ledger, who drives in. The big man's been effective, and the reverse layup is just Haven Dixon doing everything he can to stay in front of his man. But
yeah, and it's not his fault because nice pickup. They hedged that screen, and so he's already at a disadvantage. There's no help side. He got back late, and then it was just a one-on-one. Another steal, 2 in a row. That was a lucky call for them.
Unlucky from Auckland there. McIntosh looked to get that ball straight back down into their half, and Wellington really clutching here.
Some of these numbers, 97.
It's getting way up there. It's I don't know if I even go that far in my vocab, but 49-16 here, Auckland leading.
I just like to see the officials make the 9-7 call when they do that. It's tricky.
And points are shared on the Auckland side. They're really sharing as many buckets as they can.
Spread it. It's hard when your whole team scores like that. What do you do? 4 high set now, something different. Good ball movement, spread the court a bit more.
Support of McClure, and yes, good call from Campbell Masters.
Yeah, and he drove middle there, which is the right decision. Too many guys put the ball on the floor baseline against the zone, and there's just nowhere to go.
I mean, Auckland can afford to get a little lazy, but I mean, Wellington will be asking them to give them any opportunity they can to get to the bonus or get to the free throw line. But we've got some more subs for Auckland, and Sola Shishanya coming into the game for the first time. And a bit of a mixed crew for Auckland here, but Wellington, they should be able to take advantage here as the ball from the corner just comes up short, but a great rebound from To'o. And he's gone straight back up, but foul on the rebound.
Yeah, Sola Shosana, bit of a hip check in the air. Good call by the ref.
Great call. Got to protect that man in the air as McClure finds Haven Dixon, who's got his foot on the line for 2.
Yeah, a bit ugly basketball right now.
To'o with a great rebound and a strong man's move, and you could tell the frustration on Wellington's. He wanted to go straight back up strong, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
Coach Harvey might just, I don't think he wants to use a timeout, but he definitely needs his group to get a little bit more on the same page. It's kind of like Globetrotters right now. I think Auckland needs to play better defense, not send them to the foul line. That's where Wellington can catch up.
Yeah, and I don't think Auckland has shot inside of a 14-second shot clock yet, whereas we're probably hoping Wellington will. So 2 sides, 2 games, hopefully a game of 2 halves, but a game of 2 teams at the moment as McNaught hands it off to 51, which is Brandon Robb, who drives, and it just goes. Everything's going. It's a fire sale, Nat.
Just like you said, that was about 8 seconds into the shot clock, maybe.
Mike D'Antoni would be loving this. There's Tabor gets it across to McClure, who's double teamed on the corner, and he's going to get lucky here, and he's going to keep the ball. I
kind of like that number, Alex McNaught. He seems to be in a bit of a fight with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gets to the top, makes the right decisions. There's McClure asked for it straight back after the inbounds, and long, but Haven Dixon there tapping the ball around. Shishanya straight into it, straight across to McNaught up the court.
Quick out of the corner, good D from Wellington.
Nathan Wilson with a fortuitous bounce, but a nice pass across to Brandon Robb, who drives, and he stepped on the sideline.
It's happening a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I wonder how the NBA players do it.
Big feet. You got to wonder, they on their toes? I don't know.
I don't know. They've got to make the court bigger at some point, wider or something.
Well, they're got to add in a 4-point line, right?
Oh, I think they should raise the rim, but don't
raise
ask
the
me.
rim? Okay.
Sure, why not?
Okay. People like me will never be able to rim graze, Nat.
Well, you can't anyway.
And beautiful transition offense there from Auckland, just
too
passing.
Easy.
Dribble pass, not even any dribbles, just and To'o now.
Nice finish. He's having a good game, that one.
He is. He's showing the Draymond Green fight.
Yeah.
And he needs to start beating his chest and getting the rest of the team back into it as McNaught across the McIntosh.
Better defense.
A little bit of a bump and probably didn't have the right to go. It was a bit of a circus shot under the rim. Almost 3/4 of his body almost out.
Yeah, it's a good no call there because that's no man's land.
That is no man's land.
And he didn't come down on that. He's straight up, both arms. It's pretty good D. They won't have a reset, so don't have much time left on the shot clock.
And Auckland will be loving this luxury of being able to sit some of their key players if they do make it through to the grand final. As we know, anything can happen in sport as Rob jacks up the 3. And Bulfa that one will go.
Nice shot.
And if Oprah was here, she'd be saying, he gets a 3, he gets a 3, and he gets a 3. Everybody gets a 3. As Wellington back hot on attack with a little bit of movement, which is good to see, as McClure finds a cutting. Who was that? That was number 35, is it? 37, sorry, that was To'o, who's having a great game.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Slashing in the middle of that zone.
Yeah, it's a beautiful driving cut. Oh, this is just as we talk about a good driving cut, Auckland almost pull it off again.
Yeah, there's just too many guys following one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I think basketball's physical, so when people cut, and you need to hit them legally, of course, but no one's getting slowed down anywhere. It's not a very physical game.
No.
It's finesse.
Nathan Wilson now in the paint, and he'll shimmy, drive, pull up, bang.
Tough shot.
That is a contested fadeaway right in the key, but as we talk about in the paint, it's where we want to score predominantly half of our points, Nat. So the game's changed, 3-point line in the paint.
Yeah, not much in between now.
And Stallworth, he hasn't been effective from the 3-point line. We want to see him getting inside. He's got size and length and athleticism.
Well, Rob just slips a little bit there.
And here he is now on the break. Stallworth, he'll drop it off to McClure.
Yeah, I don't know about the drop off. Not much to do, but hey.
Ball was bouncy as To'o.
Why not?
Oh, and a nice save from Stallworth. And To'o back in. Great dish to Dixon.
Yeah, it's like Auckland, Wellington finally woke up, but it's just a bit too late, I think, here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially in this half. I mean, if they can get it, I've seen a huge comeback from Palmerston North Boys High School in the AA a few years ago, who came back to push Rangitoto all the way to the end, and unfortunately lose on the buzzer. But they were down 30 at the half, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. That's why we keep watching.
That's it. Basketball is such a cool sport. You know, you have the chance to, woo, almost on Wellington.
Too many people just watching.
Ball watching, no unboxing.
Thumb up their butts is what an old coach of mine used to say.
There'd be a lot of people doing suicides if it was a coach back in the day after this game. And people that don't know suicides, well, you got to do them to appreciate them. And To'o loses the ball, but who's that? The glue man underneath, Dixon, who picks it up and goes straight up strong.
Yeah, we're finally mentioning him. He hasn't done much. He's definitely undersized, but he's sticking with it.
Yeah.
Auckland getting a bit happy, block happy.
He's definitely been battling with Ledger and Mitty Smith, who have been putting pressure on both Dixon and To'o, who are doing the best they can with their size and their strength. But Wilson's been a handful as well for Auckland. At this stage, I would say keys for Wellington is getting a little bit more size and using that driving and cutting. Auckland's found it effective, but they also found transition offense effective. And here we go again with Auckland. There's Wilson through the legs. Wow, beauty. Okay. Can handle too. Don't worry about me.
Great move.
Oh, and a nice little fade.
3 seconds though. Yep. Not quick enough. Can't
camp in there. I think Kathmandu's about to send him a sponsorship. That was a nice 10 he pitched.
Yeah. Good call by the referee up top, actually.
McClure's going to let this one roll. He's going to pick it up with 14 seconds on the clock. And you reach, I teach here from Wellington. And we've got another haircut in the game from Wellington, and they get that up early on the shot clock, and that goes from McClure, the Wellington Saint, and that'll probably be the last shot of the half as McClure jacks up a prayer.
Wouldn't have counted though.
No, it was post the shot. So at halftime, Auckland leading 60-28. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Cool. Well, welcome back. Second half, just over 2 minutes away, and the team's just out on the court warming up. So tomorrow, the last day of the competition, we'll have playoffs from 9 AM. So make sure you stay in touch with our Facebook or at nz.basketball/TV. And we'll have the men's 5th and 6th playoff at 9 AM. The women's 3rd and 4th playoff at 10:45. The men's 3rd and 4th playoff at 12:30. And then we head into the grand finals. So the grand finals for tomorrow, and we've got some stunners lined up so far, Nat, with powerhouses in the women's game. Waikato taking on Harbour A, who really have, on paper, probably been the one we picked for the final, but still both teams had to work their way through their pool play and finals.
Well, you'll never want to discount or count out Waikato because of the way they dictate tempo. And if Harbour get into foul trouble, that's, you know, could be the difference. But I do think that on paper, Harbour are probably the stronger team with they have a bit more size.
Yes.
Inside.
Yeah, Rashawn Smith having a great tournament. You know, the likes of Jessica Moores, who can get in there and pester on the O boards. But they have athleticism out in the guards as well.
Yeah.
And as you said, Waikato, obviously coached by Anthony Corbin, who has numerous female national championship titles. And I think, going off the top of my head, in the last 5 seasons, I wouldn't expect him to come away with anything less than 3 national championship titles in the female space.
Yeah,
so
they're defending it. They won it last year.
Yes, sir.
Missing
That's right.
Charlize, but still a lot of firepower on the Waikato team, and they don't lose easily.
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is look at their players and their teams, the likes of Ella Bradley's.
She had 22 in that game earlier, double-double actually. Koha Lewis.
Yep.
They're just solid.
Solid across the board, guards and bigs. Ella Bradley in the 2019 Under-18 Women's National Team, and Koha Lewis last year in the 2018 Under-18 Women. So some pedigree there in Harbour A. I mean, Amelia Shearer, Jasmine Kalahi Fulu, Jessica Moores, Thessalonia Tomakino as well, all featuring in national teams. So it's going to be a battle of the national teams as the second half is underway here. Thanks to our crew on the cameras for bringing this to us.
And Wellington went straight to something different. You know, they went straight to the middle of that zone. Tough to rebound out of that kind of shot on defense, and that was benefited. Good old Wellington with the bucket to open the second half.
Auckland
much more physical on defense now too, aren't they?
Yeah, and Auckland here with a pretty tough shot there from Taleja, but I mean, a little bit of body movement in air, sort of Klay Thompson-esque. You know, squaring up your body in the air as you turn, and that's the sign of it.
Yeah, over your right shoulder as a righty.
And a big drop there from Joshua Hori.
He hasn't made one yet, so that's good to see.
It is good to see from Wellington, 5 points straight away. And they're 2 from 2 out of the half-time, and maybe Jaden Smith, coach of the Wellington team, has really got up them in the half-time talk as Auckland with a high-low action.
Well, I don't think it could have gotten any worse for Wellington, so, you know, there's nowhere to go but up. Seriously, though, you know, you're going to get better.
McIntosh with a hezzy and drive, and a left hand going away, and he really had nothing there but to chuck up something in Wellington. Just when it's not going right, you foul on something that probably you shouldn't have fouled on.
Nah, just make him make a tough shot over you. Get the rebound. Get the rebound.
And Logan, as we talked about, is a pretty good free throw shooter, and he'll go to the line.
This is probably his 3rd or 4th trip to the line already.
And
today?
Commentator's curse. But yes, he's making it too easy going to the line, although they don't need it at the moment, but the free throws would be nice for the stat sheet, that's for sure. As he sends too long, and you talked about depth perception at the Iga Center, Nat, and taking a while just to get your bearings on the courts and how far away that rim is.
Yeah, and they're, you know, clear glass on the court one, and then, you know, you've got the fiberglass on the other 2 courts that are white and different. You just got to get used to it.
Oh, McClure!
Yeah, this is good for Wellington. We knew they had something in them.
A little jab and pump from the 3-point line, and he's hit a couple already, so they need to get something going here, but they're...
Oh. And maybe Auckland takes a timeout here if Wellington scores again.
Yep. And
or a sub. Yeah, good sub. I think that's my strategy as a coach, honestly. Sub first, change the play, then sub, then timeout if it doesn't work. But
hopefully a little bit of a momentum swinger as Stallworth with a little dribble. And Haven Dixon standing at the elbow in a nice little spin move.
Travel.
And unfortunately just not playing rugby on the shimmy from Fatakura Uratana.
It's better ball movement from Wellington.
It was.
Yeah. Working through the middle like that, it's good.
We can see something's changed already, but maybe a personnel change as well, or a rotation change for Jaden Smith. Let's hope it's not too late for him to find out as Olija goes in and just backs down.
Gets too deep there.
On Ratana, who just can't keep up the size, and that's lengthwise. He is strong. There's McClure.
Good pivots from McClure to get out of that.
Yep. Uses his body wisely, and he should know, being a Saints player under Pauli Hanari, a guard for the Tall Blacks for many years. There's a great swing pass across the Stallworth, and it's just not working for him today, Nat.
And I don't think that foul was a bit...
It definitely didn't need it, that's for sure.
No.
It's just getting laid on in the tournament. Tournament basketball. When something's not going your way, have a little hack. And it's just not working as we hear a backboard absolutely get mashed on another court here.
Yeah, that rim's already low, boys.
And Auckland now in good movement. Coming off a good screen there.
Yeah, there's more ball pressure from Wellington. Certainly more physical this quarter. Forcing Auckland.
And a beautiful entry pass straight off the pass. And,
yeah, great D from Wellington. They're more physical this half. They've just upped their defensive pressure, and they seem to be bumping guys more. They're not getting the position they had before.
Just get in there, get a touch. That's all the coach is asking. Just stay in his face guard him as much as you can. If you have to switch it out. I think most of the players on this Wellington team are good enough to switch, but staying in front of the man at the moment is just the key emphasis. As they're kind of getting stuck in the corner there, and they needed something a little bit closer as passing option there.
Yeah, reverse the ball against the zone. It is right side of the floor. It's pretty popular under 19s.
Yep, here he goes. Some good defense from Stallworth as he managed to get around a couple of screens, but
Lovely
the length.
Pass.
And that was Ledger that got stuck there as Wellington go to the rack, and a great finish there from another good guard from Wellington. As Auckland pulls up, and the big man.
Joshua Ledger.
Wow.
He's having a good game. Yeah, I mean, the big men here in New Zealand, have been impressed with them. They can do both, shoot the ball and finish inside.
Well, I seem
positionless basketball is, you know, it's important.
I talk about it a lot in the office around your undersized bigs doing well in the New Zealand community. We see it a lot in secondary schools because the talent is spread a little bit wider than association basketball, but you know, the likes of Mitchell Dance, who's done really well at secondary schools level. Mika Vakona, who's been doing really well on the international scene as an undersized big. That grit, court IQ, knowing where the ball's going to drop as McIntosh drives, scoops, carries the foul. You talked about that scoop being a good way of picking up a foul, as people like to drop their hands net.
Yeah, and it's quicker because you got the ball down there already because it's right by where you're dribbling, you know. You don't need to bring it up. It takes an extra second to get it up to shoulder height. So if you already got that advantage, you don't want to take an extra second to shoot the ball. It's smart.
McIntosh in his bag here in this game. He's really showing his experience. He's been playing. I honestly can't remember how many national championships Logan McIntosh has played at and played genuine minutes at, but all of that experience definitely helping him lead this team at the moment.
Yeah, he doesn't look like an under 19-year-old man, boy out there. He looks older, and he's missed now 4 free throws in a row.
Yes.
Which is a bit annoying if you're the coach.
And a good transition offense from Wellington is McClure Wahezi.
Yeah, now Auckland's having to guard them a bit more, which is good. Just can't finish.
He had a good lane there, straight up the guts, so hopefully Bloody Nose Lane, from Auckland's point of view, shuts down better next time, but as Ledger now drives, dishes to McIntosh, and he's met with stern opposition from McClure's in his face.
They're going to get it inside to him, and they do, which is good.
And they've got to get a shot off quick. As
travel. He hops before he takes a step. It's a good call by the official.
Great call from the official, and a big shout out to all the officials this week. We're going into 3-man in the semis, which is
awesome
for us to be able to do that at this level. But they've been doing a great job as ball retention again from Wellington goes by the wayside, and MacArthur travels in, and he's got a big Nort, sorry, not MacArthur, Alex McNaught, he's going to go to the line for
they went away from that full court pressure, and I like the coaching call there. Let's get back in it, guys. So smart call from Regan Harvey and assistant Tane De Silva over there.
Yep, absolutely. I feel like they're rotating their players nicely. I mean, Shalom, who's carrying a few injury, hasn't played that many minutes, but he'll come on to stretch his legs now. But they've always kept either a Ledger or a Medi Smith on the court with Wilson as well playing those big minutes, and either a McIntosh or a McNaught carrying the ball up the court. So a really, really smart play from the coaches here. Wellington still trying to figure out their rotation, but the defensive end so far been the point of emphasis, I guess, in the second half now.
Yeah, well, Auckland hasn't scored much. I think it was 65 at half, wasn't it?
Was it 65?
It would have been
60. Yeah, around 60.
Yeah. Right. So Auckland really hasn't scored much in this quarter. Wellington have outplayed Auckland, but free throws. I mean, Auckland's just now missed 5 free throws in a row, 6. So that could hurt them later on if this game gets close, which it could.
There's McIntosh with a good rebound, and he gets it up the court quickly to Rob, who's back in the game, and without any defense on the shooter, that's going to go every day of the week. And,
you're just noticing that teams advancing to the finals do that really well. They just turn over and they score.
Dixon's going to drive strong, and Wilson tried to chuck his body on the way, but Dixon was smart enough to get around the side and went up for 2. There's Auckland straight away into there. And unfortunately, Connor Narn is going to penguin out of bounds.
Yeah, he looked athletic, didn't he?
Yeah, he just fumbled that. And Auckland just, it doesn't matter. They could have a 29-point lead. It doesn't matter. Stay aggressive. Well, offense is the best side of defense. And a good trap there from Auckland.
No, I really like the trap. I think it's good.
Dixon now into the corner. Back to Dixon. He could have shot that one. He swung it back. And he was free down below. But Wellington really struggling for shot choice here, but a good entry pass there from Toho, who gets the ball back onto the dome off the underside of the backboard, but luckily he was fouled in the act of shooting. I think that was number 41, Haven Dixon.
Seen him at the free throw line now a few times, which is good for him.
Yeah, getting your eye in early always helps.
Yeah.
But
and they're making their free throws, unlike Auckland. Look, if they cut it within 10 at the end of this quarter, then that's anybody's game still.
A few stops needed.
Yeah.
From transition offenses. We've seen the last 2 sits down the court, even though Auckland didn't score on the last one. With the fumble out of bounds, they are still staying intent on that transition offense. There's McIntosh at the top. Swing it back round to Nan, who's looking for Shalom. Down on the baseline. He's a beast.
Big unit, yeah.
And can get in.
Jeez. So he said he's carrying an injury, huh?
He's carrying a little quad, but I haven't been at a tournament where Shalom isn't carrying an injury. He puts his body on the line. He's as close to what I've seen Mika Vicona like. His best friend, he told me, is the floor. So well, here we go with Wellington with another deep 3. And Haven Dixon over the back of Nan. Goes back up, gets another offensive rebound. He's stashing stuffing. Gets the rebound and the putback. 3 rebounds, 1 from 3, and the foul.
Yeah, Ake and I were having a good chuckle about the lack of rebounds. Box outs, really. Yeah. Yeah,
I think with Auckland being affording to get straight into the transition offense, you can see the bigs stagnant around the top of the key, sort of given that seagull-like voice, and they're thinking straight away, this might miss. I'm in for an easy dunk on the far end. But
they're leaking out.
Yeah, they are leaking. Just lucky the stadium isn't, as McIntosh has the ball. A good handoff there to Nan. He's looking straight back in McIntosh.
I like these little sets. They're good. They're quick into their actions. They pass the ball well as well, and their spacing is excellent.
Oh, and Rob in the air with a nice little
yeah, they have tough little guards. Rob and Nan.
These guys, they're not afraid of getting in the middle, in the paint, and taking on the big boys, as McIntosh with a nice little Euro. And that's really unfortunate for Corin, who I thought was pretty well structured there straight up.
Yeah, let's hope that he can convert on his free throws where he hasn't made one yet.
I think confidence isn't lacking, but at the free throw line, maybe just a touch less angle.
Yeah, just remember he's been long, so either back up or shoot shorter.
That's it. I mean, you don't want to go as far as shooting the breeze, but here we go. McIntosh, can he make the first? He can.
Yeah.
Makes the adjustment.
Swish.
Gets the first and
Splash, I mean.
Splash.
Not swish, that's old.
Splash. Got to get that. Got to get those metal chains back. Man, they make some awesome.
Oh, I know.
Awesome sounds.
Outdoor only.
Outdoor
really.
only. Yeah, we used to have one at the outdoor court at the factory at Targa Boys High School, and a few junior Tall Blacks warmed up on that court. That's for sure. A lot of knees and ankles were broken on that one.
Oh, I bet. Literally.
No blood, no foul, as we say, as some Finn McClure comes back in the game for Wellington, and McIntosh will take a seat. And Auckland with another rotational change. As McClure might go straight up here, thought about it, sends it straight back into the corner. And Wellington with a no look. I think you probably want to be looking at those passes at this stage of the game.
No, 2 seconds to get a shot off.
And a huge effort from downtown McClure, and that was off long.
Oh, wow.
And Wilson.
Long, Mr. Wilson.
Here we go. Can he get the alley-oop? Oh, he wanted it. And he goes just straight back up. And 98, Luke Tapsell from Wellington wasn't interested in the defensive rebound.
No. We've got some Steph Curry mouth guarders here. Get that mouth guard in your mouth.
And it's just becoming a little bit too easy from Auckland as Shalom looks for a handoff here. Look for a little two-man game here. And Shalom can shoot it long. We've seen it. Oh, and he takes a pull-up, and he's showing his all-round game here. He didn't miss by much.
Nice stroke.
And bang, straight into the paint. Beautiful athleticism from Shalom Borden.
Yeah, great balance, good pull-up, solid all-around game.
And I wouldn't be surprised if McClure might find a wee space here to jack. And that's a beautiful little floater off the glass.
That guy doesn't struggle scoring, young man.
No, he definitely loves to shoot it. I wouldn't go as far as to say black hole, because the Wellington team needs someone to really show some intent, some offensive intent, because if they're not shooting, it's usually turning over at this stage. So,
no, it's good. The aggressiveness is good. Someone has to put it in the hole.
I mean, these boys are young, and luckily they're going to have a few more years playing representative basketball, and they'll learn from this. But hopefully, Jaden Smith, coach of Wellington, will come into the end of this quarter. Just over a minute to go, and a couple of scores will perk up the boys, hope they can get up over 50 points. And then take it to them. Take it to Auckland in the last quarter.
Yeah, because last time we talked, Auckland was at 67, and now all of a sudden, 4 minutes, they've scored, 12 points. So, or, excuse me, 11 points.
And I mean, they scored well from the three-point line in the first half, but they've, I wouldn't say gone away from the three-point line, but they're making smarter moves, and they're cleaning up those O boards just every now and again as McClure gets fouled going to the rack. And he's now going to try his luck from the two.
Yeah, he's got to be on 12 or maybe 14 points by now. He's done well. He's settled in.
And we did see that the rebound stats were favouring Auckland. He was out over 11 at one stage there. But
I like this stat line. This is good that you guys are running this. Basketball New Zealand, good work.
Yeah, and a great work from our officials, our extended officials, with everybody helping out with officiating, score benching, live stats, commentary, and just really making sure the people get what they want and get what they deserve. There's some awesome players down here in Dunedin that we want to showcase. So.
Well, I hear that.
Woo!
Oh, what a pass!
Beautiful little pass from Wilson, but
assist killer right
on
there.
the floor, hands not touching the ground, and a little behind the back pass. I don't know how the heck he managed that, but it was beautiful. As we back down the other end with Rob, and he gets fouled, and To'o just moved towards him as he was straight up, but just moving his momentum towards him and coming to the player's perimeter.
Yeah, he hung in the air long enough, didn't he?
Yeah, and Rob just got smart player, going to take that, going to initiate that contact and make it look like it's a foul all day, and it was.
Well, is that so? Sky Sport is. It's going to be televised tomorrow, isn't it?
Unfortunately, a schedule conflict with Sky Sport. We almost went out with it.
Unlucky.
Within a couple of minutes, it was taketh away. So Sky has been doing our NBL, and we'll be doing our WBC later in the season this year. So
that's cool.
Thanks to Sky and Stuff as well. So it will be live on Stuff. If you don't know stuff, then you've been under a rock for the last 5 years, because they're running the media game at the moment and they're doing well. So the NBL been focusing on them, but the boys and girls will get focused on hopefully for the rest of the national season, as Nathan Wilson throws up an absolute fairy tale shot to end the quarter. They don't need it. Auckland up 79-48 over Wellington. Wellington really struggling to get back into this one. Hopefully, with 1 quarter to go, Auckland may pull up on the accelerator a little bit more.
I think Auckland, you just play your bench. You just rotate quickly, 3 minutes on, you know. Nobody's out there for very long.
Yep.
Wellington, you just try to get into rhythm so that you save face and are ready for tomorrow's 3-4 game.
Yep. I mean, there's still medals. There's still medals to play for.
Yep. And
it's something we talk about, being able to back up a performance like this. They'll probably turn around and win by 40 tomorrow. It's just, that's basketball, and if the lid's off or the lid's on, it's just the way it is. Hopefully, Coach Jaden Smith can get the boys back out and running in the second half. In the last stanza. But if I was Auckland and Coach Regan Harvey, I would be pretty happy with the boys just doing their thing, finding their groove, and carrying on, keeping on.
Yeah, like you said in that first period, the 20 points that blew up straight away was going to be the difference, and that's what they've been holding on to, 20 plus 30 points probably now. And that's been, that very first 5-6 minutes just has hurt Wellington, and it's a big hole to climb out of.
Yeah, and we mentioned obviously in the women's side, some really key players that are going to be playing in the final. And Wellington, obviously Ezekiel Stallworth, who's New Zealand under-17, Haven Dixon, and Jalen To'o, who joined him in that New Zealand under-17 team in 2018. And we've seen Haven Dixon and Jalen To'o do really well in this game and focus on both ends of the floor. But I think Wellington will be a little bit gutted that Zeke Stallworth just hasn't had the game that he can play in this. But we see him coming out here to start the end of the game, the last quarter.
I've seen him shoot the ball once, honestly. I don't think he has taken a shot all game. Well, I guess that's probably wrong, but it has been less than 3 shots.
Yeah, he's taken a few threes that haven't worked, but on the inside where he's long, lean, and athletic.
Fast.
Yeah, he's really fast. He's got a great first step, so we hope maybe in the he's got to close out here on the switch. Switch was pretty slow there by Wellington. Again, an open man with Rob at the top, and he comes up short. But that O board just not coming up Wellington's way. As a wee start a step from Auckland, a little bit of finesse as Ledger gets it in strong, but a great defense from Stallworth, who just grabs a little arm on the way down.
Yeah, and I think with Stallworth on the offensive end, he hasn't asserted himself inside the 3-point line. He's passed. Every time he's driven, he's dished it off to somebody. So I don't know if that's because they've got the best, who knows, they're in the zone, hasn't seen daylight, but he has not got going on offense.
Yeah, and it gets to the point in the game where something's got to break. So I mean, either Auckland are going to carry on and this is going to end up a cricket score, or Wellington's going to show that perseverance, that dedication, and they're going to face guard everybody, slip those screens. They're going to chase down and really make a game of it, and it's going to show some character from these Wellington boys. Some of these players have featured in a winning under-17 team in the past, so and here we go with Auckland as Tabor gets it to the corner. And Zeke, here we go. Can he get his first 3? No. As the ball bounces around to McClure. Wellington Saint made his debut this year.
Pretty cool for the young man there.
Yeah.
Awesome opportunity.
It is a great opportunity. We've got a few NBL players at this tournament. Mitchell Dance and Clifton Bush Jr. Clifton Bush III here as well, playing for Hawke's Bay, as another one rattles out from Wellington.
Well, Clifton Bush looks like Clifton Bush Sr. He is not, I mean, he is a man in the young man's body, so.
Yeah, he is.
Other way around.
I mean, we've got some specimens coming through the age groups. As another one through from Sola Shashanya. That's a beautiful little body movement there. And Haven Dixon looked to come and spoil the party from behind, but he got the ball up quickly. There's McClure now. Sends it across to To'o. Back to Tabor, who looks for a handoff from McClure, and he will jack. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, good shot.
And that is Trey City.
I like that little offensive set. They've got guys switching in and out of the post and moving and keeping Auckland guessing who's going to be where.
Yeah, and a little a little bit of movement around the corner. Oh, it was another beautiful cut. And unfortunately, Jacob Smith can't find that rim to give him a little bit of English off the glass. And that rattles home as McClure dishes to the Aeon sign down on the baseline.
Just can't connect with Zeke.
Yeah.
Was that little shovel pass would have been a dunk, most likely.
Baseline cuts we saw a lot from Auckland earlier on the game. And unfortunately, Wellington just not being able to keep a hold of the ball through this one as Zeke matches up. Can't stay in front of his man, and Auckland goes down.
He's had a good game too there.
Yeah.
Ledger. Oh no, that's not Ledger. That's.
We've had a number change. I'm struggling to figure out what's going on here. We'll check the live stats to see who's on here for Auckland, and that is 31. Josh, no, that's Wellington. We get to Auckland. 31 is Luke Kilamiti. Oh, and Zeke hits that.
There we go.
Mid-ranger from the base.
Yeah.
And he's on the board.
There's that zone spot. You're going to get the short corner. Lots of those shots.
He's on the board with 2. That's Zeke's first points.
Yeah, like I said, he hasn't really done much on offense.
Oh, Mitty Smith with a beautiful little hop step. And that was very contested, Nat, but he managed to get that away, and that length, just that length saved them there as McClure is running right like a rabbit.
Yeah, he's putting on a clinic, isn't he?
Yeah.
How to get by your man and shoot. That's the clinic.
Oh, with the pump fake and drive in the left hand.
Oh, that had to feel good.
It's a hard ground hit there from Kilamiti, but looks like he's going to get it up and shake it off, as Taylor Swift would say. Yeah, it's a pretty quiet Morifi Marina at this stage now. Only 2 games featuring in tonight's last round. Looks like Manawatu is taking taking on Waikato down in front of us. But in this one, Auckland really showing their class over Wellington as Rob throws up a Hail Mary. But at the moment, anything goes for the Auckland team as a transition foul here. Just a hack. That's all right. That's all right. There's stops a little bit of momentum for Wellington.
Yeah.
And they probably just want to get out and keep running it. There's Dixon now with the ball. He'll bring it up over the half. And he was going to go Mexican basketball one-on-one with number 34. And that's Joshua Ledger.
And Auckland was in a man-to-man defense, so maybe they've just decided to show something different.
And Kilamiti now with a little bit of a Jonah Lomu type stutter step. And he gets it back from Ledger.
No.
From...
so Auckland a bit flat with some of the bench in.
Oh,
wow.
And a circus shot from
Not
McClure.
enough English.
Definitely not enough English mustard. As Rob now brings it back up the court, and he's not afraid to take on the rim. Don't you worry about that, spinning.
Oh, and he gets it. Oh, man.
Man, there's a couple of washing machines out there. I wouldn't mind dropping off my washing for those boys to chuck it in their spin cycle.
I've got a big pile at my home that needs to be washed, so. Yeah, he just probably wouldn't have made that shot. One of those, oh, don't foul, but, you know, couldn't resist trying to get the block.
And if you hack, we'll send you to Waikato, and we'll send you out into that tree. That big wood farming industry up there in Rotorua and Waikato. And you can chop down some wood for us as Rob sends that second free throw.
You get big forearms, you'll be able to dribble better.
Oh, yeah. And timeout called.
We have not had too many timeouts in this game.
No, not
Unlike
needed.
the women's games. Yep, they've had heaps. And then the Canterbury game, the first semifinal for the boys, they started calling quite a bit in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, in that first semifinal, if you caught that before this semifinal, and we saw Harbour A get into some foul trouble in their bigs, and Meninga. He had to sit for the best part of 2 quarters before he was brought back on in the 4th, and through Stoddard and Webley, they just went to work down low, and a little bit of high-low action from their bigs just worked for Canterbury to bring them a wee lead, but Harbour reeled it back through Marvin Williams-Dunn, and Tane Murray had a great game as well, but their press defence, Nat, was the one that really shone for them.
Yeah, no. They did a good job weathering foul trouble. And then Canterbury just got exposed, the lack of someone to break the press and make Harbour pay for their full court pressure. And that last quarter was a blowout. But otherwise, a great game for both sides. And the fatigue, I think you could see the fatigue coming through with Canterbury as well, the guards.
Yeah, I mean, Harbour's like a pack of sausages. I mean, there are no losers in that pack of sausages.
No.
When you get that snag in that bread, gee whiz, you can't lose.
No.
And they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from 10 representative New Zealand players. And I'm
that's
sure
tough.
in the future there'll be many more in that team. As we're back with Auckland Wellington, is beautiful pass from McClure into the corner and a rattle home 3.
He's got a bit of an unorthodox shot there.
Malachi Collins.
Yeah, he does, but
come on.
Goes in.
As McIntosh comes back into the game.
So Wellington back within 30.
Ledger backs it down, gets it out to Konanan, who sends it into the middle, and that's a great pass to find number 35, Kuvulkar.
Pretty basketball.
It is pretty basketball, and it's simple.
Yeah, it is, and that's how you beat a zone. You drop it into the middle. If they drop on the middle, you drop it out to the corners. Just move the ball inside out.
And Auckland deploying a 2-3 here as well, Nat.
Yeah, it's worked best for them, so.
I mean, the shooting hasn't been on point from Wellington so far, and McIntosh brings it up, but he also likes down and wait for his offense to get into rhythm. Kilimini now at the top, rocking a Jared Kenny type haircut. As he gets across to Nan, who, well, Ledger's wide open down on the baseline, but nobody can find him. As Calamity travels, he drags that back foot. Unfortunately, can't do that in basketball.
That's one rule they haven't changed yet. It's coming next.
And Auckland, with just under 5 minutes to go, leading 90-58. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've just tuned in, it's been this way since the first quarter. Auckland scoring 31 in the first quarter and not looking back. And Dixon now gets at the top, and he gets it up to To'o, who needs to spread it wide. It's a ball who's wide open, and he's going to drive just to Dixon, and he'll cop a foul. And I think that's in the act of shooting. He'll probably go for the line for 2 here.
Yeah, it's a nice little pass. Good connection between the two. Inside out and across, and then they got to drive on the next pass. So just look, if you're watching, ball movement is really massive against the zone if you're not on fire. And Wellington just hasn't been. You got to make the defense shift.
Yep. And I'd hate to do it because I hate putting out the negatives, but the turnovers, I mean, Wellington is into the teens, into the late teens, and turnovers to Auckland's. Well, it's not too bad. They're in the early teens, but I think
shooting percentage, I think, is a big difference as well. Like 50% from the free-point line for Auckland. If you're looking at the stats down there, that's 66% overall.
Oh, that's pretty from McClure with a no-look pass to a Haven Dixon cutting straight down Bloody Nose Lane, and he takes it strong to the rack with a finger roll.
Those need more of those ones.
Kilimini at the top here. He swings it across to Nan with another middle action here. Oh, and a nice little pump there from Ledger, who can't get it to go, but Wellington now with a bit of momentum swinging their way, and they're looking to finish the game strong. There's another no-look pass at entry, and another beautiful little pass that just didn't go to hands for Wellington.
Big feet problem. Oh no, it'll stay with Wellington though.
I mean, when you're throwing it to a guy that's 6'4", and you're throwing it to his shins, I mean, it's hard to bend down. For me at 29, Nat, touch my toes, let alone a guy that's, 2 foot taller. So
yeah.
we go McClure getting it across to Tabor, who can shoot the ball, don't worry about that, and he drops it. Swish planet.
Those two look like twins.
Just a little bit more bleach in one of the hair.
Right.
As Kilimini gets it across to Nan, who's going to swing it back to Kilimini and watch the little pass here down low, but he gets a strip.
So Auckland, they've got a different lineup. They got guys coming in now off the bench to.
And Tabor again.
There we go.
Back to back, like Jordan 96-97.
3 minutes to go, maybe a little too late. Too little too late, but good to see some life back in Wellington.
It is. They're shooting the ball well, they're moving the ball well, and defense has tightened up. But another
set out of bounds.
Oh, great call from Masters down on the baseline. So Wellington here with a chance to get it below 20 points. I mean, your goal is always to win the game, Nat, but when you're sitting there at 3 quarters and you're down 30, I mean, the goal is probably to get it back within 15 as McClure steps up.
And it's also not to give up 100.
Yeah, nobody wants the free
worse.
pizza.
Yeah, it's right.
I mean, I'd love some free pizza, but or as Jackie Moon with the hot dogs. You know, give him the hot dogs, Jackie.
That's a funny movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
If you guys haven't seen that one, you need to.
You're not going to learn anything about basketball, but you will learn a thing or two about humour.
That's funny.
And we're back with Rob, who spins it wide. And another beautiful little action inside.
Yeah, just a bit slow on the shot.
Some good triangle passing as DeBoer heads off upstairs. He gets it to To'o. And he's going to get a dribble into the corner and get it out to McClure, who swings it. And you've got a big down there causing issues.
Would have given it to my big guy who hasn't seen the ball much in the second half. To'o.
Kalamidi now. He's going to come up, swing it right, and Rob's going to drive baseline. He's in trouble there.
Was that out of bounds again?
Out of bounds there on the baseline. Good call again. Under 2 minutes again. Still a chance at Wellington to get this below 20 points. They've shot the three well in the second half, but DeBoer now. He's going to spin it up.
Yeah, Auckland just have been a bit sharper, a bit faster, a bit bigger.
And a pull up, and he's 3 from 3! Wowee.
Lots of Steph Curry highlights here.
Yeah, DeBoer just being able to pull out, and Rob wants to answer back from Auckland, but he can't. The offensive
pull it
rebound.
out, work the clock.
And he's going to put it back up. No, he's going to work the clock here. Whoa.
Just
he's going to get another rebound.
Out, guys.
Right place at the right time. It's Kalamini now, swings it back across to Rob. Give it inside to the big man. No. Just swing it, reverse it, and then back. And Rob could have had an open three there, but he's going to swing it wide to Nan, who drives, steps inside the three, and shoots the mid-ranger.
Good rebound.
Another beautiful rebound from Shania. And Kalamidi again. I feel like we've had about 6 positions in a row here. Kalamidi's going to jack one up. No, he's going to hezzy. Oh, and a nice little pass.
Does that count? It must.
It goes.
Yeah.
Oprah's out there. Everything goes. Fire sale.
Under a minute to play. Wellington probably want to score one more time, at least not twice.
McClure's going to shoot off the dribble here, surely. Oh, nice little Euro and pass. No. Back to DeBoer. Could he go 4 from 4? Bang!
Very nice looking shot. Nice and high.
He can, but a little too late from Auckland, who's got it back to Wellington, who's got it back to 20, sorry. Back to under 20 as Rob floats one up. And with 30 seconds to go, Wellington will push here. Long pass ahead and a good finish. Transition offense there for Wellington.
I'm holding for nothing here.
Yep,
Just
I think
for nothing.
There's about half a second difference on the shot clock, and Nan will probably, they'll look to stitch someone up on the shot clock. But I think the refs may almost let this one go. As Auckland will head through to the 2019 Aon Under-19 Nationals Grand Final and will take on Harbour A, the Battle of the Bridge, Nat, tomorrow at 4:45. Well, from myself, from Nat, it was a game of one half.
1 quarter.
Wow, game of 1 quarter. Unfortunately, Wellington just not being able to stay in it for 3 quarters, and then the last quarter, they managed to get it to drop. But from myself, Basketball Otago, and the rest of the crew down here in Dunedin, will say good night, and please come back tomorrow.